Here we go!
Introducing your starting lineup for your three amigos. From Stop 6, Texas, the 817, a member of the 300-pound club, your starting center, the big fella, Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town in West Texas, 21, can you do something for me? How about them Cowboys? 21, Armando 21. And from the great state of Arizona, your third string defensive tackle, Mr. 520 himself. And he's mic'd up, Mikey 520.
Well, we'd love to add Mikey, but once again, we know the deal. Good morning, Cowboy fans. It's your boy, Dallas Cowboy Chris, alongside with my man, 21. Can you do something for me? Armando, 21 from the great 915. Good morning, fam. What's going on this morning, man?
Good morning, Cowboys fam. Good morning, big fella. You already know we chilling, man. It's coffee, Cowboys. It's early. You know, it's game day. It's Christmas Eve. Got a lot of emotions today, man. We got a lot of emotions, man. You know, it's one could say it's a big game today. It's a big game today. You know, we got a tough opponent. You know, so you like sushi, big fella?
Man, I like sushi, but I like it more on a roll.
Right?
I hope we roll their ass today.
I hope we roll their ass today. So we'll see, man.
So first of all, from the Los Three Amigos show, man, we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, man. We hope everybody is doing well, hanging with the family and everything, and get ready for this Christmas Eve game, because this is going to be a big one for us, man. I mean, to be honest, both teams need to win. Not one, both teams.
Oh.
I don't think we're going to have any issues with the weather down in sunny Miami, you know, but
yep.
Hey, man, we guys got to come and, man, we got to show up, man, and show out. So, here we go, man. Here we go. So, 21, man, let's see. Where are we going to start this show at? Well, this is how we're going to start this show. This is my big concern after last week, okay? You know, we couldn't get off the field last week at all. It was quite disturbing. where they just run up and down the field on us, man. And, you know, this is one of those copycat leagues, man. So, and I was just wondering, what you think, man, about our Hot Boyz, man? Are they going to turn down there in hot Miami, or are they still up in cold Buffalo?
Well, you know, the weather's a little better in Miami, so we should heat up a little bit. These Hot Boyz, they, you know, like you said, man, they just ran all over us, man. It was kind of hard to watch, especially when you kept seeing the same play run over and over, and they continue to, you know, to be effective with the same run, you know. So it was tough, but you know, they do need to, you know, come into Miami and heat up, as we said. So with that, big fella, let me give you a little bit of the injury list as of yesterday and game status. So we had Viami Fejoku Jr. His knee, he was questionable. We had Stephon Gilmore still on there, but he's not listed for game status. Jonathan Hankins ruled out. Malik Hooker questionable. Zach Martin questionable, and Zach Martin has been upgraded to officially out today.
Oh,
So those are tough ones, guys. So those are tough ones. We have a key O line out, so those are tough ones. But for the defense, as you guys see, where we're talking about the defense, we have Stephon Gilmore, but for some reason it says not listed. Obviously Jonathan Hankins. We saw the impact last week, and Mozzie, let's get it done. You're getting them reps in. We need to lock in, man. Lock in today for this run, because we know, as the big fella has said before, this is a copycat league, and if something is working, why try to fix it? So we'll see what Miami has in store. They have good running backs. I actually have Mo start in my fantasy. I hope he does bad today. So I don't care about my fantasy today, because we need them boys, man.
Yeah, man, that list, man, you just read off. It was just that one key name to me.
I'm telling you, and that just updated today too.
Oh my God, man! I was really hoping that it was going to be a mild bruise, but apparently it was a severe one. And whenever you get those severe bruises, man, it may take a couple of weeks. But if you think about it like this, when would you rather have him? Today in Miami, or in 3 weeks from now in the playoffs? So
we're gonna need him in 3 weeks for sure.
Yeah, I need all hands on deck. But you got to remember, Bass didn't actually do too bad when he came into the game. Buffalo, we didn't hear his name other than when they said they replaced him. So that's always a good thing. Me being a former offensive lineman, if you don't ever know who I am, that means I did my job. So we didn't hear his name. So hopefully, he had a week to prepare too. You got to think about it. So he had a whole week. He's been playing with the ones. When he came in the game in Buffalo, he actually did a decent job. So yeah, I'm sad that my man, our Hall of Famer, is not going to be there, but it's not going to be the end of the world.
So let me ask you something. What do you see that we don't have, that we're not stopped? Why aren't we stopping this run? I mean, the elephant in the room is the linebacker room.
Yeah. Well, it was two things. I think the Cowboys thought that they was going to come out and throw the ball. That's my boss. I hate him. Hey, he's a Steeler fan. He happy they got to win. So
they got to win.
They got to win. So yeah, he wants to go Dolphins now. He ain't never cheered for the Dolphins a day in his life. But look, excuse me. But man, my whole thing, I thought that Cowboys didn't think that the Buffalo Bills was going to run the ball at all. I really thought they was just they was banking on Josh Allen throwing the ball every play, and they didn't. They basically had a better game plan in the game than the Cowboys did. But my only concern is when Dan Quinn, you can't make adjustments, man. When the running back is literally getting 6 yards before anybody even touched him, that's a problem. But from the beginning of the year, though, Armando, we've been saying that our linebacker core, ever since Overshown and LVE got hurt, we're light in the pants right there at the linebacker, man. They're fast as hell. They're fast. They're big safeties. Both of them are big safeties. Okay. But when you got a team that's dedicated to the run and you got light linebackers, man, as you can tell, Clark is going to be a meme for many, many years, getting destroyed on national TV like he did. I feel bad for him. I say, dude, you're going to be on every highlight in the world for getting destroyed like that. By a big old tackle. Once they lock on you, man, it's hard to get off of them.
Yep.
So it was embarrassing, but it is what it is, man. When you got somebody my size, 330 pounds, coming at somebody 120 pounds, and I'm twice as strong as you, and I'm coming like a locomotive, what you think is gonna happen?
We seen what our boy Tyler Smith is doing to these linemen,
So. Yeah. So man, it's simple, man. Physics. Eventually they're gonna wear out, man. I mean, that's why we were just so passionate about getting Shaq, because Shaq was a big linebacker and he was a seek and destroy linebacker. And unfortunately, we didn't get him. So that's how basically that's how it works, man.
I think that another thing with the defense is these penalties. We got to stop them. We got to get off the field, big fella. We got to get off the field because we're seeing the wear down and it's killing us.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what sucks, man. That I scream it all the time. You scream it all the time, man. We scream it on the huddle all the time, man. You gotta get off the field on third down. In Buffalo, man, it just seemed like soon as we get off the field, it's a penalty, or we miss a block punt when you basically run past the damn punt. How you run past the punter?
Right, exactly, right.
And don't get him. I don't understand that, man. But hey, man, we got a guest coming on. What's up, bro? Well, damn, he disappeared. I don't know.
He disappeared on us.
He ran away. Well, he'll get back on. But anyway, yeah, man, that's our thing, man. So in Miami, let's talk about Miami, because Miami, like you said, they got Mostert and everything. They got a decent running game. They I think they were third in the AFC in rushing. Because when you see Miami highlights, you see all the big plays. Okay.
Yeah.
You see the Cheetah, you see Waddle, you see the our former receiver.
Wow. What's
man,
blank.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. So we see the big plays by Miami, but you never see the pound game that they have, man. Their running back situation is
so
excellent.
real quick, big fella, on offense. Let me give you these quick real stats. Offense, we are averaging. This is the Cowboys are averaging 30.8 per game. Miami 31.5. So expect a high scoring game, I guess. That's what they're telling us. And as the big fella was talking about, their rushing, they're averaging about 139, a game. So they're running, and we're averaging 116, so they're doing a little bit better. Even on as far as passing, they're averaging 274. We're averaging 251 per game. The turnover differential, they're +2, we're +9. So and then we'll go into the defense real quick. They're allowing 21 points per game. We're allowing 18 points per game. So this might be that defensive battle that the big fella is talking about, where them Hot Boys at. And so it's time for them to show up.
Where are the Hot Boys? Yeah, Rude, that's our topic right now. We're on the Hot Boys, man. They ain't been very hot lately. And we were just trying to figure out, are they going to be hot in Miami, or were they on South Beach last night? Because I need their ass to show up today. We really need, my favorite phrase is getting somebody on the ground, getting two on the ground. Because, whenever our pass rush is there, okay, our secondary show out. Okay, they come to play and they come to get it. So, Rue, man, what you think about these Hot Boys today in hot Miami?
They're going to get tested today. There's no question. There's speed all over this team, and any one of these playmakers that they have can go for 75 in a tub on any given play. That's really what it's going to boil down to today. Can you keep up? But I just want to remind everybody, man, the narrative on Miami for the longest was they couldn't beat good teams. Throughout this whole season, they can't beat good teams. They can't beat good teams. And they've had the same narrative as us. So, we have this, lingering thing that's just been hanging over our heads and playing on the road. And, it's been a problem since last year. We had 5 losses last year, 4 of which were on the road. We were 4-4 last year on the road. This is a problem for our team and playing on the road and winning on the road. And, all of those games last year were pretty close. These games this year, a couple of them are blowouts. At Levi Stadium was a blowout. At the Bills was kind of a blowout. These games were not close. And this is a game where it can get out of hand very quickly. They are a very good team on the other side. And I mean, it's on all aspects of the field. You got Devin Achane. You got Mozart, you've got Waddle, you've got Hill. You know, they've even got a guy of ours over there in Cedric Wilson. So they've got players over there. They've got guys over there, and we know that they're definitely a beast that needs to be dealt with. But the biggest thing that rings in my head is what Chris always talks about. You got to pop somebody in the mouth in this game. You're gonna have to make them not want to go up and get that pass. And I'm curious how that's going to play out for this team. This is going to be a rough week, and I really feel like this is going to be a close game. Both teams are desperate. Both teams are in situations where they have to win, and both teams are in situations where this game matters. These next few games, they matter. So, for placement, for everything else, it's going to boil down to a couple different things. But just like they showed you yesterday, any given Sunday, any one of these teams can win. I mean, just look at Pittsburgh. Look at what Pittsburgh did to the Bengals. Nobody saw that coming. I guarantee you.
I thought the Bengals were going to destroy them. I thought the Bengals were going to beat them up. And it didn't happen. But, kudos to them. But, I'm with you, Rue, man, because my thing is, man, I'm hyped about this game, but I'm worried too, because sometimes Dan Quinn can have a masterful plan on how he's going to guard people, and then some weeks, man, you like, man, what is he thinking today? So I wonder if he's going to be on his A game. I mean, is he going to pressure Tua, or is he going to drop back in zones, or is he going to do the cover 3, cover 2s? Because I think the time when Tampa Bay beat them up in the Super Bowl, with the cheetah, they covered him very well. How are we going to cover the cheetah?
They're gonna move a lot. They're gonna move their players around a lot. They're gonna make us work. They're gonna make us expose what we're doing. And really, man, I'm nervous about this defense, because they've kind of shown up. And when we talked in the beginning of the season, we really thought we were going to live and die by this defense, and it really has kind of shifted gears, and we're going to live and die. And what it's like more as days go by is that we're going to live and die by this offense. We need this offense to produce, to keep that defense off the field. That's really the biggest thing. That's the only way I can see us winning this game. We have to win this game in time of possession. We have to win this game by playing smart. We have to keep their offense off the field. That's really what it's going to boil down to. We're going to have long, sustaining drives, conversions on third down, and it's going to boil down to us keeping them off the field, because if they're not on the field, they can't put up 70 points.
Yeah.
So real quick, Rule, you think this is it's gonna be a game where we have to rely on our rushing? We got to keep them off the field, so we got to kill that clock. And one thing, and I say that because one thing that kind of I saw that was interesting is they're not allowing a lot of rushing yards. I think they're allowing 90 yards per game, and they're allowing 200 plus yards per game in the air. So, I was kind of surprised by that. I would figure they would be stopping the air more, because don't they have what's his face over there?
They got Xavier Howard, and they have Jalen Ramsey. They have two stud corners,
but they're allowing a lot of yards in the air.
But Xavier's been out, which I believe he comes back this game, which I was hoping to see Chidobe Awuzie on the other side of the ball, but I guess we're not. I guess we're getting both of them. I think we're getting Howard back, and they're getting Ramsey back. But they've got their own set of issues when it comes to injuries and stuff over there. And for me, man, I've given up on the rush game. I'm done with it. The rush game is what it is. We need to start passing through the short game. We need to start using the short game passing to get rush yards. We need to pass through these short yardage games, and we need to move our players around more. We do better after we motion our players around and creating space for all the speed that we have on this team. That's how we rush the football now. I don't believe that the rush game is going to come through the run anymore. I think we're going to average 70, 80 yards a game, and that's how we're going to run the football. We're going to run the football through the short pass game, and we need to motion our players more in order to do so and create space.
So, Rue, you just say, hey, man, let's just throw it in the trash, huh? We not.
It is what it is. We're not the same rushing team that we've been. We need to stop giving up on this pipe dream that we're going to become this all-elite, all-star rushing team that's just not what we are. We're 15 weeks through the season. We're 16 weeks through the season. There's only 3 weeks left. The rush game is what it is. We need to accept it for what it is. We're going to run through the pass. We're going to run through short yardage through the pass and creating space with motion. That's how we're going to be successful, controlling the clock, controlling the short field. That's how we're going to be successful. That's the only way I see us being successful, because our rush game isn't what we thought it was going to be. Tony Pollard doesn't look like he has the pop that he used to. He's had a few like sporadic runs, but I mean, just look at his touchdown totals. It's immensely down from what it was last season. His yards per carry are down from last season. Where we thought we'd get more out of Rico Dowdle, but he doesn't seem to be getting the opportunities that we thought he had, kind of worked his way into getting. But it looks like, it is what it is on that front. And I'm not saying it's going to be some trash run game. Don't get me wrong. It's an average run game, but we can't rely on it anymore. We can't expect Tony to come out and put up over 100 yards in a game. Just don't expect it, because it maybe overall catching and receiving. I'd love to see more of Tony out of the backfield. I'd love to see more of Rico out of the backfield, because they've proven that they can do that. But I don't expect it to come from this run game, especially, with the way our O-line is looking right now in terms of injuries. I'm hoping that we get Zach Martin back, and obviously we have the news with Tyron Smith.
Yeah, man. It's one gonna be frustrating to me, man. I don't know how I'm feeling about the defense today. Normally I think we're gonna have a plan, but it's just the speed of Miami. I'm trying to think compare a team that we faced this year that actually had that speed.
It don't exist.
And that's my problem. I don't know how we're gonna play them today, bro. I'm concerned. I'm hoping that Dan Quinn had something.
You know what? That kind of eases me up is that we're faster on the defensive side, just like they're fast on the offensive side. So I figured in this game, the whole linebacker issue is kind of out the question, because we got speed. We're kind of gonna match up.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen, Micah and Tyreek have already been talking trash. So that kind of like, it set the tone as far as like, okay, Micah, you're talking about it, so it's time to be about it. You're coming out here and you're making these things on your podcast. Shout out Micah and his podcast and what he's doing out there, man. But you're coming on national TV and telling everybody, hey, we gonna see. And so,
yep.
We'll
no, and you're right. It is speed for speed. And that you hit the nail on the head for that. This isn't like playing San Francisco. This isn't even really like playing the Eagles. This is a speed for speed matchup, because they have the speed and they move across the field just like we do. So we like that sideline to sideline play, and I think that our speed can match up with theirs and at least keep it at bay. You're never going to fully lock down Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a monster. Tyreek Hill is a freaking wide receiver that looks like he's in the MVP standing races. So it's like, you have to respect that. I mean, this man is on his way to 2,000 yards for the season. And Cowboys fan hit it right on the head. We talked about this on the huddle, talking about going for it on 3rd and 1, and instead of doing what they did on the first 3rd and 1 on that drive and giving it to Lipke up the middle, they go into an 8-step like play action drop and get Dak and entirely annihilated. That is not what I am talking about doing whatsoever. Let's not get it confused. I'm talking about quick passes, 2-3 step drops, balls out of your hands fast, just like kind of what they're doing with Tua, taking advantage of all the speed that they have on the field. But I think that's how you beat these guys. You beat these guys with speed, just like Armando was talking about. The speed that we have on defense should be able to match up, and at least, because they're not going to get pushed around. They're not going to get pushed around like they did with the Bills. They're not going to get pushed around like they do with the 49ers. And even the Eagles are a more aggressive front. The Dolphins play finesse football. The Dolphins are going to move. The Dolphins are going to make you, stay honest with their motion before the play snaps, and you're going to have to match up with them on speed. And I believe that we have the veteran, savvy to do it on one side with Gilmore, and I think we have the big playability with Bland on the other side to be able to kind of take advantage of some of those underthrown balls that Tua is going to have in this game. It's going to happen.
And on the huddle, I kind of talked about it, us pressuring Tua. I think that's going to help out a lot, because You know, we have to have him under pressure. We know one that if our defensive front can get to that quarterback and disrupt, it's gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a big day for our defense, and it's gonna be a hectic day for their offense.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like we have to get to the quarterback, whether it's not too much. I guess we don't say Tua's not a big threat, but he is, and we know it. He's also, I guess he's a little mobile, right? He's not this,
He's not a statue. He's definitely not a statue, but he's not, he's not Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. He can wiggle a little bit. He can do a little wiggle, but he's gonna try to throw it downfield. He's got the weapons to throw it downfield, and that's really.
And I think that's what we're worried about. We're worried about the weapons.
Got to stay disciplined. They got to stay disciplined on this team. They can't, because Tyreek will be gone. He'll be gone. You find that man in enough space, he will be out of there. He is gonna turn on the Jets, hit the sideline, and be gone. It will get ugly if you don't stay disciplined on Tyreek. And you can't forget about Waddle either. Like, damn.
You're talking about Tyreek Hill, and he has one of the most memorable plays, and it's against the Cowboys, but he was a Chief.
Yeah, when he was a Chief before halftime. Yeah, I remember the play.
That was the ugliest thing. I don't even like a little shovel. It was like nothing. It was like a little shovel. And he took off.
And as Cowboy fans,
which is happening right now.
As Cowboy fans, you like, what the hell just happened?
Oh my goodness.
You're sick on that one. You're sick on that one.
I'm glad we won that.
He just made this look like Tecmo Bowl, and he's Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
he's just Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, running circles around his team. Like, damn, bro.
It's a good thing we won the game, because we would have been on highlight reels for the rest of our life on that one there, brother. I can't get that one out of my mind too. Every time we play Tyreek, he's like, that fucker just abused us on one play before halftime, and they wasn't even really trying to score. They were just doing playground stuff, and it just happened. Oh my God! But hey, man, I got up Dak versus Tua. Now I know some people saying that Dak needs to bounce back or whatever. Sometimes you have bad games, and it just seemed like the Cowboys could not get in the rhythm at all in Buffalo. Okay, no. That garbage touchdown, and that's all it was. It was a garbage touchdown. The game was over. Game was over. It was just more or less to say, hey, they didn't shut us out on offense, but truly they did. I mean, that's just being a honest, optimistic fan. You got to be honest about that. They did shut us out. So, with the nicer weather in Miami, will you think this offense be clicking because you got to think about it. How many times have the Cowboys played outside this year? Okay. They played in Buffalo, lost. They played in San Francisco, lost. They played in Philadelphia, lost. Outside games. Are you worried about the Cowboys offense outside 21?
That's to me that kind of goes with the whole playing away. It's just where are we gonna are we gonna be good outside? Are we gonna be good inside, man? It's I don't know, big fella. I don't know. I didn't see it as a big issue. I thought we were gonna have. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be worse in Buffalo, I guess, because the Buffalo weather. But all we saw was rain, and we've seen the Cowboys play in rain before, and it didn't look bad, but it didn't look good, So I don't know. I don't know if the weather will be a factor for us as far as playing those outside games, but maybe we are a little too comfortable playing in, in Jerry's world. It's beautiful. Well, we already know if it's cold outside, we warm inside. So.
What you do, or do you think Dak is going to bounce back today with the offense, man? Is he going to put up points today? Will they get in rhythm?
We saw I gave the stats earlier, and we're putting up points and they're putting up points, and I think Dak has a good game. They're allowing a lot of yards, over the air. So I think Dak has a bounce back game. I don't think he had a bad game last week. I don't think it was a bad game. I just think it was just all around a bad game. The whole game, it just started. It was bad. I think we all had a little bit of, from Mikey starting the show off last week in a downer mood to, I think the big fella, you had a little hiccup or something had happened. I think, so everything was bad last week, and the whole game was bad. So this week, I think Dak has a bounce back game. He didn't have too much of a bad game last week, so this week he gives us that old Dak back. So I'm excited.
Root, got a question for you, man. Got a question. I know you will compare quarterbacks, as we know. Now we're going to compare these two, man. Dak Prescott in the pocket versus Tua in the pocket. Who do you think is better at this point of the season? Now I'm gonna give you my opinion first before you go. Okay, I think Tua is a decent pocket passer, but he's not more athletic than Dak. So to me, he's slightly above Dak because that's where he lives in the pocket. But this year, I believe Dak has proven that he is a great pocket quarterback, but he's also using his athletic ability to get out when it breaks down. So who do you got, man, as the better pocket quarterback, Dak or Tua?
Tua is very accurate. Tua is a very, very accurate quarterback. When Tua throws the ball, it goes where he wants it to go in short to medium distance. That's where Tua lives, on those short slants, short screens, short in routes. Like that's where he lives. With Dak, he's able to live in the pocket a little longer because he can move a little better than Tua. Just like you talking about his athleticism. Dak's pocket, when it's clean, if Dak gets a clean pocket, he is deadly anywhere on the field. He can put it 40 yards in the air on you and be on point with it. Tua, as much as he does throw it downfield, there's a lot of times where these boys are breadbasket and coming back. You know what I mean? It's not there. You know what I'm saying? It's behind them. There's very few times where you see them catch it in stride and they gone. You see that with Dak Prescott. It's the difference is the play. I think I give the accuracy in short and medium distance to Tua, but I think I give the Dak Prescott the overall ability to put it wherever he wants. He might not be as pinpoint accurate as Tua can be, but he definitely keeps the play alive longer and is able to put it anywhere he wants to on the field compared to Tua, with the lack of strength compared to what Dak puts in his arm. I think it's very close, but I at the end of the day, I got to give the nod to Dak Prescott, especially with the difference in weapons. I mean, this dude has weapons galore from Tua. And I can't take away from him from that. You still got to put the ball where it needs to be. And these guys are working with a ton of speed. I mean, Waddle is nothing to sneeze at, but I mean, you got the fastest man in the world with Tyreek Hill. And it's definitely one of them situations where I can't use that to take away from him, because it's not like Dak doesn't have any weapons. Dak's got CeeDee Lamb. Dak's got some speed around him as well. But, from what we've seen, even just this season, it's Dak Prescott, and I don't think it's as close as people may say, just because I think Dak Prescott can do more. I think Dak Prescott controls the offense more, and that's really what I want to see in this game. I want to see him. Here we go. I want that. I want him to take over the game, and I really feel like there will be enough Cowboys fans in Miami to where this road game shouldn't feel so bad. And they shouldn't, it's not going to be Bills Mafia. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be Orchard Park. It's not going to be like that. And this is going to be, it's going to be cold out there. It's going to be a little windy. It's going to be a little cold, but not cold, but it's going to be windy, and I think maybe a little rain. But I think Dak is clearly the better choice at quarterback. If you told Miami right now we'll switch quarterbacks right now, I bet you I'd put anything. I'd put any amount of money on it. They would do that in a heartbeat. If they could have Dak Prescott over Tua Tagovailoa right now, they'd do that without question.
Because at one point they was looking to get rid of Tua. They was trying to find trade partners and everything. And that's how I always be talking about, man. Sometimes our fans or front offices, man, don't have patience with players. You got to remember that man had multiple concussions in one season. I mean, multiple.
There was talks about him retiring at some point. I guess it was that
or his
possibility.
Health.
You know,
Yeah,
Man, that game
yeah.
in Cincinnati, I was like, man, that boy shouldn't play again. I mean, that's how severe it was. You know, when you saw it, I was like, you know, how people was making memes and shit about it, but I was upset about that. I was like, look,
Yeah.
man, that is serious. This man could probably never walk again, probably never talk again, and y'all laughing about how his hands.
Hey,
went?
this is what I talk about when I talk about the illusion of player safety. Because under every single one of those under one of those field turf rubber mats is concrete. That's what's underneath them. Under every single one of them. And if they really cared about player safety in the NFL, every single stadium, that every single practice facility would be made from grass from the top greenkeepers in the United States. You have the money. I don't want to hear it. You have, you're a multi-billion-dollar organization. You talk about player safety all the time. And the fact is, these players, if you gave them the choice, if you told them I want grass or grass turf, they're taking grass every single time. Every single time, without question, because there's give in grass. And they have the ability to go out and get the best greenskeepers in the world. Every single one of them should have a green grass field that goes underneath ground. You got what do you call it? Hydroponic, whatever the hell. I'm getting into my,
you know,
my
like Arizona, like Arizona, they will their field
all
outside.
Yeah, I don't know about how, like, you know, Rue started talking about that hydroponic stuff. I was like, Rue.
Hey man, I'm just saying. They got plenty of greenskeepers. Like there's no reason that all these guys shouldn't be playing on grass. Everywhere that they play, they should be playing on grass. If they could do it at every level, I'd make them do it at every level. All the way down to high school, because head injuries are a real thing, and it happens more on this shit because it's concrete underneath. Ain't no give. They hit that thing. I've seen it, and bro, when Tua fell back on that sack, when you can hear that smack through the TV, it was ugly.
It was. All right, man. Players of the game, for both sides, man. Let me shoot mine first, okay? For me, it's gonna be Bass at guard. Because he's filling in for the Hall of Famer, you know, Zach Martin, man. I don't want to hear his name at all. If I don't hear his name at all, I think he's done a wonderful job today. He had a wonderful Christmas Eve in Miami, and that's my player of the game on the Cowboys side. On the Dolphins side, the player to watch, man. You know, we all know about the cheetah, we all know about Waddle, but that former Cowboy, Cedric Wilson. He's quiet, but man, when they need big plays and first downs in Miami, guess who they go to like they used to be when he was in Dallas? Cedric Wilson. So you got to watch out for Cedric, okay? Watch out for Cedric and Bass on the Cowboy side. Oh, and I got an addendum too. I got an addition. My damn defensive coordinator. That's my player of the damn game. He needs to come off his ass. Because I can't have what he did in Buffalo. Okay? Yep. 21, who you got, man? Players to watch today, brother.
Who you me, big fella? Me? Yeah. Players of the game. Let me go in the offense. You know, everybody talks about the cheetah. He's fast, but we got a wide receiver one that's pretty fast ourselves, you know. So I'm gonna go with our wide receiver one, CD Lamb. I think he's gonna have a big game. This is a big game for him. I talked about earlier how they give up a lot of yards in the air, you know, and we have that. We have our own fast guy, you know, and that's CD Lamb. So if we can get him the ball early, just like they do with Tyreek, you know, let CD go, you know. So that'll be my offensive player. Defensive, I gotta go with Micah. You talking loud? Time to show up, man. You know, it's
one sack in 3 games. 1 sack.
You know, walk the walk. Talk the talk. Let's do it. You know. What is it? Talk the talk. Walk the walk now. So, you know, it's Christmas Eve. You know, I want that dub, man. I want that dub under the tree, baby. Let's go Cowboys.
Rue, who you got, baby?
Man, with the offense is tough. Mondo kind of took mine, man. We need CD to lamb out today. Like talking about some lamb talk for real. Yeah, we're gonna be serving lamb chops by the end of this thing. He's got to have an amazing day. We really need it out of Lamb today because I think we're going to have to play some catch up when it comes to this, when it comes to what they can put up on offense. And for me, if it's not going to be CD for me, it's got to be Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's got to come up, step in, step up today. It's going to be a big day for him. He's going to have to show everybody that he can play on the road. And this seeding does matter, man. I need that 2 seed. I don't think the 1 seed's within reach, but the 2 seed sure as hell is. And the only way we get the 2 seed is if we handle our God-blessed business. Because if Eagles win out, they're in it. It is what it is. I don't know if the strength of schedule will be enough by the end of the year if we don't win if we win out all these games. But either way, we got to give ourselves a fighting chance and win out every single one of these games to be able to overtake the Eagles for that number 1 spot in the NFC East, because we really do need it. I want to see home games for this team. And if we're the 2 seed, those home games are going to be sweet all the way up until the end. And there's no telling if San Francisco will make it or not. I think all roads lead through Levi, and you got to show everybody that you can play a team that's going to put up points. And you haven't been able to put up over 30 on the road all year long. You really haven't put up over 30 on the road in a big time game all season long. And this is the time where it has to happen, because they are gonna have to win this game. For me, that's my offensive side. On the defensive side, Damone Clark, I need you to come back to me, baby. Damone Clark, also Diggy Zua. And Damone, homeboy put you on the planet. I need you to come right back to me. I need you to come on back. I need you to use that. I need you to use that speed that you have, and I need you to be the player that I know you can be. Damone Clark, I need you to run the middle of the offense, baby. And then also Diggy Zua, I need you to clog up that middle, because if Devin A-Chain does what he can do, it can get very ugly for us, and I don't want it to. I need also Diggy Zua to kind of man up and take over the spot. And hopefully Mozzie is, ready to go today, because these guys aren't the fronts that you faced. These guys play with speed too, so we should be able to handle up.
Yep. I don't know, man, about Clark. I think his soul's still in Buffalo on that turf on that goal line. Hey, bro, I was just embarrassed that it was our player, right? But as he got
pancake. Smash
offensive lineman, man, that was the nastiest block I've seen in a long damn time, bro. That was so nasty. That was some of the what was that movie with the big guy Michael Orr's story?
What do you call it? Blindside.
The blinds.
He put his ass over the fence.
Over the fence.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
He put his ass right over the fence.
I was like, Lord, he got blindsided. I was like,
forever. Like, that felt like forever. I know he was just there like, damn, bro, I'm done.
Dude, it looked like high school stuff. You've seen the high school clips of people getting pancaked, right? And I was like, never in the NFL you get to see anybody get destroyed like that. But yeah, he need a redemption story. I was going to put him on one of the milk cartons of missing linebackers. Have you seen this man's soul? Hey, bro. Because in the film room, if they was in the film room like I've been in, when the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator will run that shit back on you. Man, what happened here? What happened? They'll run that shit back about 30 times. That's like, not only did you get pancake, you got put on skates too. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna leave them on. I'm gonna leave him alone, man.
Real quick, big fella and Rue, let me ask you guys this. So do you guys say this is a must win?
Technically no, because we've made the playoffs already, right? Like, technically we're in the playoffs. But yes, it is a must win, because damn it, it's December. This is the playoffs, and you're playing nothing but desperate teams. You're not gonna get a better way to warm up to the playoffs. Everybody want to go in hot. You don't want to come in cold, 2-2 through December, 2-3 through December. And it's like, damn, man, like, really? That's not what we wanted. We need wins in this latter part of the year. We need to show that we are who we think we are. And the fact is, you don't win this game and you're playing as bad as you on the road, guess what? You starting on the road anyway, because you're going to be playing in the wild card. Yeah. So if the home game matters to us, absolutely, these games 100% matter, and it is a must win for us, because we have a harder road than anybody else that we face to get to the 2 to the 1 seed. San Francisco's road is pretty light. The Eagles' road is pretty light. They're 11.5-point favorites today, and I think they cover, because this ain't gonna be enough, baby. It ain't enough.
Well, man, for me, 21, the only team in the NFL that can coast right now is the Niners. Everybody else got to be in playoff mode. I mean, to me, this is a playoff game, because if you do not win this game and keep pace with the Eagles and win the division, your ass is on the road. And we may be starting out what was that? New Orleans or Tampa Bay, even their lesser teams, bro, you never know what happened on the road. You never know. And, and especially our road record, man, we want to get as many home games as we can. So I think this is a pressing issue for the Cowboys today. They got to get this win. They need to get, but the Cowboys hadn't had back-to-back losses all season. So I'm banking on the Cowboys continuing that, not having back-to-back losses, go to Miami and punish these Dolphins. I really think, man, it's going to be an up and down game, though. But, I think it is a must win. Even though, like Rue said, we're already in the playoffs. But, hey, man, seeding is important in the playoffs, too, man, because if we know the Cowboys play better at home, wouldn't you want to play at home,
Exactly.
Because on the road, man, hey, I still got faith in our team, but I don't want to put more pressure on you than we need to,
You see, and today I feel confident because of that, because we're on the road, and I feel that the Cowboys, like, if you haven't heard the whole on the road noise,
On the road again.
man, like, then I don't know what you've been hearing, but that's the elephant in the room. Those road games, we need to get it, And I had seen like a comparison. I said, well, they said, will this year be Dak's Steve Young moment on the road? Y'all remember that game where Steve Young he took that monkey off his back, on the road, So will this be the year where we go to San Fran and just get that, So. We got to start those on the road games, and it starts today. I feel like it starts today, and we show everybody that, okay, we are that team. So I'm excited for this game today.
Okay. All right, man. Let's go to predictions of the game today. Predictions, man. Score predictions, or let's do this, man. I'm gonna steal this from the Can fan. Give me a bold prediction and your prediction for the game. Allow me to butt in, suppose. Give me your bold prediction.
Oof. Bold prediction for the game. Dak going for 350 plus.
Oof.
CD has a 175-yard game. Cowboys win 31-28. Brandon Arby with the game-winning field goal, baby.
Damn,
21. What's your bold prediction for the game today, man? I want you outrageous. The thing that you would wish for the most.
Bold prediction. I got Micah getting 3 sacks today. I got Micah getting in today. Micah disrupting Tua, and this defense showing out. So my bold prediction is Micah 3 sacks. He disrupts Tua all day. We get this dub through the defense today.
Love that.
All right. Well, let me give you my bold prediction. I know Rue have thrown them in the trash. I know Rue got rid of our running game. But I'm still holding on faith. It's Christmas. I need a Christmas present from TP, Tony Pilot, baby. Hey, last week they started out running him, and he looked good. He was getting 6-7 yards a pop, and then Mike McCarthy said, F it, I ain't going to give him the ball no more.
Get the hook out.
My bold prediction, man, TP 25 carries, 125 and 2 touches. That's my bold prediction. And it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Christmas.
I like it. I like it.
Can I get a Christmas present?
I love it.
And then that also will help us, man, with the ball control, keeping them off the field too. So 25, 125, 2 touches for me for TP. TP needs to get going, man. He really does. He needs to get going. So hopefully we can we can get that, man. I didn't give my final score though. My final score of the game. I really think this is gonna be a shootout. Honestly, I do. I forgot what I said on the huddle Wednesday, but I'm going this. Cowboys 35, Dolphins 34.
Ooh,
It's gonna be a shootout, baby. 21. Who
did you get?
So on the huddle, I kept it low. I think I said 27-10. I believe, I kept it low, but they're allowing yards in the air. I feel like it's gonna be, we're seeing, it's kind of lining up to be a shootout, So, on the three amigos, we're gonna move it up. And I'm gonna go with 40 burger, man. I'm gonna go 40 burger, but I say it's gonna be 40-27. We're gonna score. We're gonna come out and we're gonna show out today. We have to.
Rue, what's your final score?
I gave you 31-28, but it's I really want to see the play calling improve this week. I want to see more guys get involved. We need to reinvigorate Kavontae Turpin. You know what I mean? We need to find more ways to get him the ball in space against this kind of defense. We need to find more ways to get other guys involved. And time of possession is really going to be key. I really like where you were going with that, Chris, with the run game, just because we are going to need to control that clock. And anytime, it's weird, man, because I think on the show I said 34-31. Here I was at 31-28. What's funny, man, every time we do this, and I feel like these games are going to be super high scoring, I feel like Mondo's original score, that like 24-10 or 28-10 or whatever it was, man, I feel like it could be something crazy like that, because I feel like you expect fireworks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got Waddle, Hill, CD, like H and Tony Pollard, Cooks, like you've got weapons galore all around the field, bunch of guys with speed, bunch of guys that can score on any given play. And it's just like, dude, like, are we going to get that, over 60 kind of game? Or is it going to be one of those games where it's like, hey, where'd the offense go? Like what are we really going to see? And I really, really hope that Mondo's right, man. God, I would love to see Micah get 3 sacks in this game, because if Micah is able to cause that kind of havoc, we are winning this game. Like, I do not care if Micah has 3 sacks. That means he's got like 10 pressures in the game.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be chaos if he's able to do something like that for this offense, and they're not going to be able to get their timing right to be able to get those quick game passes off to their other playmakers. And it's going to be one of them situations where it's like, woo, hey, look who it is, man. Rise and shine. Hello, how are you?
Anyway,
it's early for him, man. It's early. He's 2 hours ahead of us or behind us.
Anyway, look, man, these are my final thoughts for the game, man. I don't want my coaches to be out coached today. They were out coached last week.
Yes.
It was no adjustments, no kind of where, no kind of how, and I hate being that team that can't make adjustments in game or at halftime, and it just seemed like we didn't do that at all. So I need Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn to have an A game today in Miami. We have no excuses. I've been preaching it all for the last 6 weeks. No more trap games. We're in the playoffs already. Cowboys, man, if we're trying to get to our ultimate goal, we need to handle teams like this. Okay, and they're giving us a different challenge than we've had all season. So let's see if the Cowboys are up for the challenge in Miami. So those are my final thoughts. Root, you got final thoughts, and we'll leave the last for 21.
Final thoughts, man. Protect the ball. Protect the ball today. And this defense lives or dies by the turnover in a lot of situations. We got to get the turnover this week. It's got to happen this week. You gotta take advantage of being able to possibly frazzle Tua and take advantage of some of those short thrown balls that he will throw in the deep zone. So take advantage. Stay disciplined. Please stay to your assignments. Stay to your assignments. Don't let them get behind you. Because if they get behind you, all bets are off. Like they can take it to the house. So stay disciplined, stay in your assignment, and please get the turnover, get that ball hawk that ball, and just do what needs to be done in the critical moments. Convert third down. Stay disciplined. Don't freaking commit penalties on offsides for the deep. Like, please.
Right.
That's it.
21. Your final thoughts for the game today.
Final thoughts, man. Final thoughts is, what I've been preaching is, we've been talking. It's time to walk, man. It's time to, show out. We gotta win these away games. We gotta let people know that, hey, we just like we win at home, we can win away. It's gonna be a battle. We know that. We know we're playing a good team, but this is what we've been talking about, is winning with these good teams and showing people that we're here. The Cowboys are going to be contenders. So, it's time to get this dub away, man. We have to. It's a big game for us. It has to be.
Right. All right, man. So that's our show for today, man. Everybody that tuned in to join us, man, we appreciate y'all's support. Once again, like and subscribe. Thanks to our backup co-host, Rue, for joining in. We appreciate it. I'm gonna have to adjust the opening for that. I'm gonna come up with something good, for the opening and everything. But like, man, hey, everybody, man, have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
everybody.
We're gonna see y'all next week. And man, Cowboys, let's go get this goddamn victory. Dallas Cowboys. Peace.